If they counter it, I'm pretty happy with it. Alright? You know, that's one counter spell gone. And let's see if they have more. So I could go for the Bay, which probably will get countered. But then we can go Battlefront, and maybe that's something that doesn't. Let's go. I mean, if they have 3 steps ahead, so be it. I expect a counter spell here, but remember, every counter spell they are using is not the next counter spell. Whenever you see this in such a situation, it tells you that they don't have Divert Disaster, because this would just hit better. Oh my god, are we playing our own deck? Oh, that would be so cool, man. Oh, this would be rough. Our opponent tapped out completely. So let's try to hit some stuff. Snare was one of the hits I needed. Do we go for Enigma? Or I think we go Relic, honestly. I would love to have this 1 spare mana, but it's too important to cast Battlefront when they are tapped. So we have to roll with this one. The extra cards hopefully will, you know, get us there. Alright. So the win con is mill. 6 mana sweeper that mills. Alright. I think we go for this and get more lands. And then we can sacrifice the Relic at the end step, get some more value, and, you know, just go from there. The Spell Pierce might be absolutely massive. We need to take absolute advantage of it. Yeah, I think we draw a card. It's kind of important that when we make the big play, we have this 1 spare mana. Oh man, I really want to get rid of this. Okay, this is important. So I will pretend that I'm just forgetting about priority so they don't see counter spells. I'm not highlighting any cards, because then they see that we are here. They might think it's just Relic priority. So if I counter it, it's such a good value for us, man. I'll be honest, I cannot resist this. This gives them such insane selection. This deck has also stock ups, and 4 of those if I recall. Yeah, I think we are playing literally the deck from yesterday that we used. And it's not easy, man. Even with, like, we have counter spells. Very often this deck doesn't run any of them. So let's go for the Relic. And the wording on this, just so you know, is when it leaves the battlefield. So of course it works with Starcage and stuff. And now they feel forced to play this when we are tapped, which opens us to a play that they won't counter. For example, Braided Net. It's not exactly the one we want. Synthesizer, thank you very much. Listen, just be good at Magic. We actually don't want any of those. Those are really bad draws. And now we can still go for the Braided Net, which opens a card advantage on the next turns. We need to go fast guys, because we will start to get milled on the next turn. So this will die, they will sweep the board and mill half of the library. Most likely. This cannot tap lands. Just checking, you know? Maybe we'll get something that can tap lands at the upkeep. Oh man, when I started Magic, I actually used the mana shortage, or whatever the name was. So it drains your opponent's mana at the upkeep. I think that was the name. I love this card. It's so mean. So yeah, let's see. Our opponent did not have either the 6th land or the sweeper. Probably the 6th land. They probably have the thing. Alright, we need to get some card advantage here. We can get artifacts from the graveyard, so it is important what we get. I think we go like this. Now we get the construct, which is super important, and now we can draw 5 cards, I believe. Oh, 4. No. This actually doesn't sacrifice for some reason. So they can kill it. That's fine. So they deny one of the cards, but we still get the rest, which is super important. And now if they play the mill, we can punish them. Man, I tell you, this Spell Pierce actually won the game. Because after we played this, they felt the need to play main phase. They tapped out, and that opened all the plays for us. And this is how we want to roll here. Alright. We cannot go for... Normally you get Fire Crystal, with like Repurposing Bay, and everything has haste, but we actually drew it, which is kind of unfortunate. I think we go Simulacrum. Sorry, Synthesizer. In my mind, there's still Simulacrum. And we scry. Let's see the next cards. We should be winning this one, I believe. Braided Net can be nice. I don't think we need more Starcage. Yeah, we already have enough. This triggers everything we care about, and we can disable Ashok if we want. So, do we go for the Starcage? We could also go for the Battlefront, and we know that we will hit at least one. And we can hit more. I think this is good enough. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Okay. Braided Net for sure. So we disable Ashok. Enigma Jewel, do we need more mana? Not really. I think we just go for the Relic here. Moment, I need to make an upkeep stop. It's not going normally there. And we want to draw card. Oh, Spell Pierce! This Spell Pierce might win the game. Man, I tell you, those Spell Pierces are super clutch. Alright, so we have tons of stuff. We end the turn. We make sure that Ashok cannot do the Ashok things. And don't forget, we can also tap one of the blockers. So this will be a lethal board already. And they have probably one play, or two plays, to prevent it. I think they will play a sweeper, and they don't expect a Spell Pierce again. I tell you, this Spell Pierce will literally win the whole matchup. I actually really like this play. Alright, they're going for... That's fine. I can tank it. And I think I can make enough artifacts that we still kill them on the next turn. I can counter the remaining spell. So we go Synthesizer. Okay, first things first. We tap. Okay, we need to grow our construct by 2. So they are lethal. Oh, I need to kill one more. Oh, right. We can kill them later, but not on this turn, and that's kinda important. Yeah, I think this... We needed Braided Net for this one. Another one. I can go for the Starcage, but of course it also exiles our construct, so that's not great. Snare would also work. And it's not tapped, so we cannot kill it. I mean, that's fine. We'll just hit face. Do we go for Ashok? You know what? I will go for Ashok, because they are dead on the next turn anyway. And if they lose Ashok, then they don't have any place. I think they are waiting for the 6 mana sweeper, and when they cast it, we have the Spell Pierce that wins the game. So I will bait them into having like board that is a dream sweep. I'll take it. It will basically cycle into new card, and we get 1 extra later. I could use the Sawblades on this, but I don't want to risk and tap mana. I want to have... Like, it's most important that we counter the sweeper. The Rapture. And I think this is the turn when they will play it. Like, the whole deck is built around it, and they have 4 off. Without Spell Pierce, I think we would lose to this. Yep. We just want to sacrifice it for the card. They have Reef, so they are not dead on board yet. But we can use Braided Net. I will draw the card first. I really want to see what the options are. And we can always play the Starcage and just get more constructs if we have enough Simulacrums or something. Well, I don't need the next one. Oh boy, oh boy. I think we just tap and see how they defend. They can block 2 of them, so this is lethal. Even with Restless Reef, and Restless Reef takes 4 of their mana. Oh, I know, yep. This Spell Pierce won. No way our opponent has 1 land. Okay. I got scared for a moment that we'll have one of those games. And let's go for Synthesizer, right? Yeah, let's go. Because we can also scry for a land. And when we sweep, we get free values. And those cards are just made for this deck, no joke. So we go Verge. Do we need this? I'll be honest, I think we have enough card value to win the whole game. Like, Battlefront should hit something meaningful, and that should be enough to, you know, trigger Synthesizer and just take over the board and, you know, go from there. Okay. I really wanted to go Starcage, but with Hydra we have to change the strategy just a little bit and go with the Snare. I could take a risk, because this can hit Snare and something else, but if we miss we will die, so it seems like a bad gamble. Oh no, they have protection spell? No, but at least we have Construct. So maybe? Oh my god, they actually have the Veil. Okay. This also means that they get more doubling, you know? So this can be 6-12. I don't think they can kill us with single. They need this druid that sacrifices a land and puts 2 basics. Or something along those lines. If they just attack with Hydra, I think we are okay. Man, can they kill us? Okay, I think we have this game. We need to make a good decision here. What is the best they can do? I don't think they can kill us from this. No way, right? Okay. I think they have the Veil and they just wanted to get a free trade. And put the counter because they want the counter anyway. This is kinda scary. But we should be able to make it work. This probably is Battlefront turn. If I go for the Bay and go for the Crystal, I don't think we win yet. So let's go Battlefront. This will also probably pump the constructs. We need to hit double 3-drops. Oh boy, we're hitting those. Really nice. You can even kill the Hydra. Okay, I think we go Synthesizer. But this doesn't trigger the thing, you know? Simulacrum will trigger it once. Do we want to? If they trigger double landfall, are the constructs good enough? 3 tokens and 2 artifacts. So they will be 8-8. Okay, I think we actually need to go for this. Sawblades and Simulacrum. Alright, we need to stack this right. First, this one. No, I mean, this is kind of the same. Right. Because this one is already in the board. So we kill one of the creatures. There is a chance they still have a protection spell, but... Alright, they actually had it. But there's nothing we can do about this part. We don't need lands for sure, and we will have to survive this. We have 12 toughness in stats. Those Starcages are awkward, aren't they? So now they want to play Fabled Passage. They don't have it. They actually don't have it. So with this, we should be able to go for the big plays. With the Bay, we can go for the Snare. Yeah, this should be good enough. Let's go. Because with this, for 2 mana, we can create a 3-drop, which is normally not the case. So this is kind of funny situation that we can play a 3-drop on 2 mana, basically, by sacrificing the Sawblades. We could go for the Crystal. Maybe that would be the better play, because... Yeah, I think the Crystal for... We could sacrifice the Snare and go for the Crystal. But we won't lose the game by playing this. So I'm pretty happy about this one as well. Braided Net is better. This one is better. Because it does exactly the same thing, but it taps mana on their turn, and it can do it 3 times. And we can still swing on this turn. But yeah, with Crystal we would be attacking for 66, so it won't change the result because we will win anyway. Like, this deck has a problem of they actually need to go through the board with this damage. So even if they get it to 64, it's actually not good enough. Like, we'll just chomp. Okay, maybe it will. I guess we will have only 44 of toughness. But you get the idea. They probably won't do it on, what? Like 1 land. They can get it probably to 16. But now we will tap it to make it even harder. They can go for the Veil, but now they need to spend some mana. But man, this is like the 3rd Veil already. I didn't think they will draw the 3rd one. But it won't be enough as well. Like, they just need way more stats than this. Yeah, they can go Fabled Passage. No, they played this. But even in the best case, this would be a 24. Alright, our opponent is going first, and what a hand. Well, it will be painful, that's for sure. Man, I think it's a mulligan. I honestly think it's a mulligan. Like, this hand was so bad, we actually have to mulligan it. This should be good enough, so we can take what? This into Jewel, then starting town, which means this has to go. We'll use this to provide white mana, and we'll get planes from this, and we are stuck on 3 mana, which is okay. I think in this way we can, you know, survive this mulligan. Lucky. So it should be probably goblins. Yeah, they mostly have creatures, so we will have a lot of work to do here. We probably have to go for the new lockdown, you know? Because we are kinda behind. Alright, Slick Shot. Okay. Synthesizer is a very nice draw. We could try to not take damage and go for the Relic. We cannot reach it. I still think we go like this, especially that then the pain ends, because we have both colors of mana, so I think it's kinda worth it. Let's go. And, you know, the life gain is also nice. It kinda offsets what happened so far in this game, but oh boy, Slick Shot. Well, this will hurt. Let's see how much the number can go big. It probably will close to kill us. Like, Slick Shot is like the remaining part of this obnoxious mono red that we had to deal with. And Slick Shot still retains some of its power. As you can see, the number goes way higher than it ever should. And yep. Great. So what can we do here? Let's go for this. If we had Repurposing Bay, maybe we could do some magic here, because we could use the mana from Enigma Jewel, but here I think we kinda have to exile the Slick Shot and pray that our opponent doesn't have a single point of damage. This doesn't sound like a good game plan. They cannot cast it because they need to tap a creature to pay 1 mana, so, you know, there is a chance. You know what? I mean, it kinda works here. So we go for this. Without Enigma Jewel, we would not be able to do this. The problem is that they have burn spells. And there's not much we can do about it. We could also go for another brick, sacrifice Enigma Jewel, and life gain 2. They will just sacrifice it when we target it. That's a bit of a problem. So I can either remove it and force them to draw a card, or go for it. I think this is better, man. No, this is better, because this provides 2 lands basically a turn. So I'll take it. I'll take it. Still a little bit rough, but what can you do, man? Is Braided Net better? As long as it remains tapped. You know what? This actually might work. Especially against the red player, you know? Just saying. Alright, we end the turn. They want to draw the card. I don't think we can win on 1 life because they will draw burn like this. But there is a chance, you know? If they don't sacrifice right now, they won't be able to. Alright, they did sacrifice, but that means that's basically the whole mana for the turn. They can still cast 1 mana, you know, burn or creature, so it's still good enough for a red deck. Well, Slick Shot. I don't know the matchup. I'll take another, because this card can be crucial to winning the game, and we already have enough removal, probably. And yeah, exactly. If we hit control, this might get countered, so that's why I took the second one. Because if we're against aggro, we have all the answers. But against control, we only have 1 relevant card, and this is the second one. So I decided to take it, and it kinda worked out so far. This could also be an artifact deck. Like, so far we don't know. They didn't surveil, so we don't know anything more about our opponent's plans. Let's go for the planes here. We also need it for the next turn, and this kinda works nicely so far. This is also a great sacrifice fodder. We will have 3 mana. The problem is, oh, they don't have the second mana. That's huge. I expected a counter spell. Like, I thought that we won't have this in the board on this turn because they will have 2 mana and like no more lives or, you know, something like this. Alright. Alright, this is getting pretty good. Whenever you cast a multicolored instant or sorcerer spell, exile that spell instead of putting it into graveyard. It becomes plotted. I don't know what they're doing with it, but let's be honest, it will be something absolutely crazy malicious for us. So let's just not deal with it, shall we? Let's see if they have more. This can be very interesting deck. I probably want to spend 1 turn just going for the Bay. Honestly, I would love to hit bricks from the top, because I can play bricks, play the land, then use the remaining 2 mana to sacrifice bricks and get the synthesizer. That would be probably my dream turn. But we'll see if we can get there. Honestly, hitting a land is nice. And our opponent didn't play anything, which is super important. Alright, you know what has to happen. You know what has to happen. Now we will... And they cannot counter it, of course, because it's an ability. And they probably cannot answer easily artifacts because they don't have the right colors. Synthesizer, it has to be synthesizer. Like, that means that the next place will be so much better. So we play the land and we can get into 5 mana. Yeah, I like it. I honestly think we have everything we need to win this game. Let's go for the town. It's turn 4, I believe, so it's tapped. And now our opponent needs to do the big step. Man, the fact that Get Lost literally doesn't hit like any important card here is just so massive. And I don't think this deck plays Ultima. Usually it's like Azorius more than anything. And Jeskai is a little bit on a different build usually. Alright, so what is the play? We could go for the Sawblades and sacrifice them. Feels like a decent play. Or we can go for the Bay and get the Crystal. Alright, this seems even cooler. Let's go. Let's see if they counter something. Like, they have a lot of open mana and it seems to be a controlish deck. This is acceptable. Acceptable. We have another one. We don't have a great target to sacrifice. We could go for the Snare, but then we cannot kill the creature. And I mean, it wouldn't be tapped anyway. Yeah, so I think we chill. We will play the Sawblades at the end step if they don't do anything meaningful. And then we have a target to sacrifice. They need to make some progress into the board because our deck is inevitable. And they need to, you know, do some stuff. Yep, they will draw cards right now. Alright, so that means they're kinda desperate, because they literally tapped out main phase against the deck that can kill in 1 turn. So let's go for the Sawblades. That is basically just a fodder for sacrifice. But to be honest, I think we just go for the... We will do the play from the last turn. And you know what? We can actually do this. This is better. Yeah, I don't think they have any interaction. So first we sweep the board, right? And then create a staff. It's kinda important to stack those triggers correctly. Now we can go for this. We get a Forge Up, which will be Fire Crystal. Now everything has haste. So we are not killing them yet. But next turn is incredibly rough. I don't think they can defend against the next turn. The fact that they are already at 6 means that 1 creature will end the game. And everything has haste for the rest of the game. So unless they play Ultima, there's not much they can do. And they cannot kill us from 22 unless it's like weird combo deck on 6 mana. So I think they're done. And that's why you have this 1 crystal in the deck. Morank. Okay, that's... They need to go for the tokens, which means that if we can produce anything extra on the next turn, and we can, I mean they're dead. You can use this to get artifacts from the graveyard, but we are already winning the game, so we don't even need this game plan. And let's go for the Snare, because it's easier. There's no blocker, and that's enough to win the game. So, that was closer than I expected, but good enough for me. And our opponent is on the play with Landfall, so this might get interesting. Yes, yes, please. Oh boy, they won't like this card. However, they have a moment before, this drops into the board. So the optimal play for them is here to have a double land, so they can put twice the counters and then go for the Hydra on the next turn, so the lockdown doesn't hit everything. That's their dream scenario. I think we played this. It's also an artifact for later for the Bay, so we can sacrifice it and get 3 drops. Like, this deck is mostly like 3 drops, so yep. Yep. This is a great sacrifice engine. Or I guess a sacrifice victim, you should say. Alright, this is the big turn. I did not want to see the Hydra, which means that we will spend the whole turn answering the Hydra, which means this will hit again. But hopefully, I guess we can play this. Our opponent already has seen. I don't think we can risk this in the board. This will deal more damage than the Chocobo. Yeah, let's go. A little bit hard. Our opponent is on a very good opening and super aggressive, with exactly the wrong mix of creatures for us to remove. Another Chocobo. This land from the top is the best. They didn't have it, they played one from the hand, but they have Fabled Passage. Oh man, this is like the best land on this turn. So you can see this is already 10 damage. They will... Oh, it's more because it gets doubled. So we are not dead on the next turn, but we will be extremely close to dead on the next turn. And we have to go for the Starcage. Otherwise we are dead. So let's go with the Verge. Probably this. And if they try to pump the Chocobo, maybe you can Spell Pierce or something. Oh boy, this will be so hard. Later we can try to sacrifice the Starcage to potentially life gain a little bit with this coming back, but it probably won't, we probably won't be making this play, but there is an option. There is an option. This can still hit something small. I think they have to. Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. Not like this. When if they had one less mana, this would actually, win the game. Like legit, because we removed this on the next turn with Snare, and we take over the game with Bay. This was literally lost by a single mana point. Well, the synthesizer is already in the board, and it seems that we will have more than one. So I'll honestly take all of those cards. We won't hit more than 3 lands this game probably, and I think we can play the whole game out of 3 landers. So our opponent is going absolutely hard with those, mobilize shenanigans. This is 3 drops, so we need to be careful about this one. We could go for the Sawblades. Honestly, I think it's Snare, because it also creates a token. So I think this is the best play for this turn. If that was a 2-drop, we probably would play the new lockdown, Pinnacle Starcage. I mean, the art is cooler, and our opponent is in, like, world of hurt right now, because they are just starting their game plan, and they're super outvalued already. And Get Lost has no targets because all of those are artifacts. The only thing this card doesn't hit, basically. So really rough for our opponent. We can just go for the Sawblades. But I'll be honest, we are so high on the life total that we'll just go Synthesizer. Because every next one, will create 2 constructs. And our opponent is really struggling right now. I don't think we need more than 4. We want 4 lands just for double Sawblades. Yep, that's fine, that's fine. They need to deal 18 damage, and on the next turn we will start double constructing, so this will be very, very hard. Alesha, but they don't have creatures, so they're not really gaining too much value. And I'll be honest, this is the turn to go for this guy. Yep. Because this is what enables, like, those white lethals, just sacrificing 5-10 creatures. So without it, I don't think they can do much. This could be Rise the Pass version, but they don't have enough 2-drops. What about this one? And of course, when they play the next creature, we just remove it with Snare and get double construct. Alright, so they're going for the Fish of Doom, but I feel that this fish will have some rough day when we start constructing. Yep, as expected. Well guys, I didn't want to showcase this deck, I'll be completely honest, because it's kind of the same deck from before with some new additions from the new set that was literally designed for this deck, mainly Pinnacle Starcage, basically lockdown in artifact form that has incredible synergy with the synthesizer, and of course Cryogen Relic, card that has a very cool wording of leaves the battlefield. It doesn't have to go to the graveyard, so those two cards were basically designed together and they were designed exactly for this deck. So you just took the deck that was already meta from the last set and add the cards made for this deck, and guess what? It's even better than before. And this deck right now is the highest win rate archetype in standard. I know, it's a shocker. We have a set made about artifacts and the artifact deck is going strong. So I know it's absolutely shocking, but it is what it is. And the counter for this deck is of course Ultima with usually Azorius control, because this is like the most popular archetype. So that's why I try to go for the Spell Pierce, because usually the game won't go into 7 mana, so they can pay the stacks. Usually they cast it on 5 or 6 mana, and then if you can Spell Pierce, you usually have all the setup already done, so your opponent is trying to, sweep the board when you have everything done and you have empty mana, because you don't need to, basically use anything new. So that is the idea, and this Spell Pierce, you have seen in the first game how powerful it can be against a control deck, and it hits a lot of stuff. Of course, against, creature decks, it won't be useful, so it's always a little bit of a gamble. With Enigma Jewel, we can also accelerate the game plan. It's legendary artifact, so I only put 2, but you can use Repurposing Bay already on turn 3, so you drop it and you can activate it. And that's huge, because this is like the only way to use this Repurposing Bay so quickly. So Enigma Jewel has a lot of potential, however it's not perfect because it doesn't give blue mana, so it gives chorus. So for example, you cannot crack Cryogen Relic, something I kinda hoped for, but it's unfortunately not working like this. The Ishgard is kinda nice here. It is a tapland, but at the same time you can use the sorcery part, the adventure, and you can return up to 2 target artifacts and enchantment cards from your graveyard to your hand. So extremely strong value card in like longer games when maybe your opponent countered all the synthesizer or stuff like this, or maybe your fire crystal got somehow destroyed. So this opens some nice lines. I tried the new planet, to be honest it never came into play, and I didn't feel like it's not anywhere close of entering the play, so personally I didn't use it too much, but it's here. And we also have Mistrise Village, so if you are going against a control deck, we can still try to force at least like one crucial play with Synthesizer for 5 mana. That is uncounterable, and they have usually troubles answering it because they only have Ultima for it. So guys, this is my take of the archetype that we probably all seen too much, and it seems that we'll be seeing it more and more. Ranking up with this deck is extremely easy, so you can just spam games and hit Mythic in no time. I remember showcasing this strategy like over a year ago, I think, when the Synthesizer was like even more than 1 year ago, and the deck didn't really change too much. I guess it had the Repurposing Bay, and now it has this Relic and the new lockdown, which is designed to synergize with Synthesizer, so you get the token after sweeping the board, but on the same turn basically. But I just felt responsible to show you the top deck, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all the patrons that are supporting the channel. You guys are absolutely awesome, and we couldn't do it without you. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. With